Foley Systems. I'm Blake. Today, we're setting up a virtual machine on XenServer, a powerful and flexible virtualization platform. Whether you're running a home app or managing an enterprise workload, XenServer has you covered. Let's get started. So after you get XenServer fully installed and XenCenter installed, we'll go ahead and open up XenCenter. We'll click on Add a Server, enter the IP address of the host. Default username is going to be root, and the password is going to be the one you set during installation. Right here is going to be your default view, which is infrastructure view. You can change your views down here. You've got your objects, organizational views, save searches, and you got your notifications. We'll go back to infrastructure. And here is going to be your different pages. So we got our general page, basics of this server property, our memory, what's hogging our RAM, our storage, what storage devices are connected, our networking. This is where you'll see the networks you have set up. You can add networks, an external one to pass VLANs, a single server private network, which is just VLANs communicate with one another, but not to the world or your local area network. And you got bonded network, combine two or more NICs together. Next tab is going to be your NICs. Of course, you have that create bond down there as well, and a rescan. So if you added a new network card, rescan it for it. Your GPUs, your console for XenServer, your performance graphs, and then your users. You can add it to a directory, your PVSs, and then your search. So the first thing we want to do is to create a new storage. This way we have our ISOs and create our virtual machines this way. Under the ISO library, you can pick SMB or NFS. For my instance, I'm going to do SMB. You will give that a name. I'll keep it the default. Then you'll enter your server IP address. And the username allowed to access. And it'll create that storage repository. After it's created, go ahead and click on it under Storage tab. If you don't see your ISOs, just click Rescan, and they should pop up. Now, this step is going to be optional, but what we're going to do is we're going to create a new group. So what this is, it's going to basically allow you to group your VMs into groups you created. So you got your Linux group, your Windows group, and then your appliances, or what names you want to call them. This helps just organize it better. That way, if you're just looking for a particular server, like we say Linux, you can just load the Linux group only and just see those virtual machines instead of seeing all the hundreds or tens of virtual machines you have created. So we'll give this a name. We'll call Linux server. And we'll just say services. And then we're going to select normal. Of course, if you have virtual machines created, you can select them and throw them in the group, which we have not created yet. Go ahead and click finish. And there we go. It is created. Then the next step is to create a virtual machine. So you got templates to select from Windows to Linux. Of course, if you don't see your distro, it goes to other install media. But for this instance, I'll go ahead and select my Linux, give it a name, and we'll give it a description. And here is where you're going to select your ISO image. So after you got your library created, it should show your ISO images below that. And then in your boot mode, you got BIOS all the way to secure boot. We'll go ahead and select the BIOS since Ubuntu server doesn't really utilize secure boot. And then which host do you want it to be on? Since it's the only host in our cluster, we'll go ahead and select the one server in there. And we'll go ahead and place it into our Linux servers group. How many virtual cores do we want to give it? I'll go ahead and give it 4. By default, it's going to create 4 CP or 4 physical CPUs in a hypothetical way with 1 core per CPU. But we'll just create 1 CPU with 4 cores. And in memory, I'll give it 6 gigabytes. And in your storage, you can edit your disk size. So the name of it, the description, and the size. We'll go give it 80 gigabytes and the location. So if you add any more storage devices like iSCSI or NFS, you can add it within that group. And of course, you can always create a new virtual disk, give it a size from terabyte, gigabytes to megabytes. Networking, you can select edit, select what network it'll be on, have it auto-generate the MAC address, or you create one on your own, and you got your quality of service section. Or if you need to, you can just delete that network device from the virtual machine or add another one. Make sure everything looks good. Check over. And by default, it will have start the new virtual machine automatically. You can disable that if you don't want it to automatically start. I'll keep as default. We'll click create now. While that spins up, you'll see right here we have the trial license. If you want to assign your license, you click on Tools, License Manager, select the server, assign license, the license server. Then we'll ask you to enter some details. You'll click OK, and it will assign that license to it. After the Ubuntu server is spun up, you'll click on that server, console, and there we have it. Your VM is now running on XenServer. If you found this helpful, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and hit that bell for more tech content. See you in the next one.